And in that batch, we have like 4 to 5 registrations already, like they have already registered themselves. So if you really, if you can get some time during that time period, right, so you can join that batch.
Okay, no problem.
Um, what do you mean by saying that? No, 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 no. That's going to be started from this upcoming Monday only. That's day after tomorrow, right? So that would be the first class. So that's not an issue, right? So you can contact management, right? And also management will call you back for same. All right, guys. So Arjun, let me just take you through that which all topics we are going to cover during this training and what all expectations I have from you guys. Okay. So first, I would expect that you have some network fundamentals kind of knowledge, right? So when I say network fundamentals, which means the OSI model, the TCP/IP model, the header, the ARP process, the IPv4 header, IPv6 header, right? All that. So that's what I'm expecting from you guys, right? Other than that, I can handle by my own. You don't have to be pretty expert in routing protocols. It's not needed in case of F5, right? Because the ultimate goal of this technology is to perform load balancing in your data centers. Like in case if you have like 20 servers, 10 servers, 15 servers within your data center, and if you really want to perform some sort of load balancing as well as monitoring, as well as, kind of redundancy, right? High availability. So all those types of features are supported by this platform. Okay. Now, first of all, I would like to explain you that what F5 is all about. Okay. So when we talk about the F5, right? So F5 is a vendor which is quite similar to Cisco, right? Or maybe some other vendors, right? Like Juniper, maybe Siemens, Nokia, HP, Dell, like that. Okay. So F5 is also one of vendor, and F5 has introduced few different types of devices, and load balancer is one of them, right? So they have introduced load balancers, they have introduced DNS, right? They have also introduced like um, WAF, web application firewalls. They have also introduced network firewall, right? And many more, right? SSL orchestrator, like that. Okay. So they have introduced all these types of products. Okay. So what you are going to cover is F5's load balancer, which is also known as LTM, local traffic manager. So this is what you will be covering during this training. So if I talk about the content that you will cover during this training, so let me just go through that. Okay. So if I talk about the LTM topics, right? So basically, you are going to cover all these topics. You can just go through it. Here you go. Like we will start with the installation, right? So first we will learn that how to install this particular, how to perform installation for this device, right? And then we will learn the load balancing algorithms, right? Which all algorithms are used by the LTM for doing the load balancing, right? What are the differences between them? And which load balancing algorithm will be suitable for you in which type of scenario, right? That's that. Health monitors, of course, this is also one of the most important topic that we covers in LTM training, right? So health monitor basically defines whether your endpoint, like servers, are up or running. In fact, it can perform layer 7 monitoring. Like for example, if you have some web servers, you have some websites posted on servers, right? So from Big IP, you can monitor if those websites are reachable or not, or if those web servers are working well or not. So this is what you can get through, right? profiles you're going to cover right during this training. So when I say profiles, so we have so many different types of profiles available for different scenarios, right? So for example, if you want to perform SSL offloading, you're going to use SSL profile. If you want to perform TCP optimization, then you're going to utilize TCP profile. Maybe you want to perform UDP optimization, you will be utilizing UDP profile. Maybe you want to perform some sort of changes within the HTTP headers, then you will have to use the HTTP profile, right? So in that way, so we have so many different types of profiles. So we will learn that how many different types of profiles we have and what are their uses. It doesn't mean that we are going to cover each and every profile that is supported by the box. It's not like that, but we will be covering all the most important profiles during this training. Okay. And also it has like kind of persistence. So we will also cover the persistence profile, right? So when I say persistence, so the meaning of persistence is with the stickiness. For example, if a client came to your network and had access to one of the web server, like had access to the website, and website was accessed using one of the server. Now, what do you want that next time if the same user comes in, right, then must access the website from the same server, right? So for that purpose, you use persistence. Then SSL traffic, right? So of course, as I said, like you can also secure your traffic, your data using SSL, right? So we're gonna learn the process of SSL. We're gonna learn that. Also, we're gonna, you know, um, we're gonna understand that how SSL works and how we can secure our data using SSL between end user and the big IP load balancer. And it's not only that we can enable SSL between client and big IP load balancers, even we can enable SSL between big IP and real servers as well. However, inside data center, it is not really needed to perform or to configure SSL between big IP and the real servers, but yes, we can do that. You will be doing some labs, and then NAC, of course, NAC is one of the most important topic with any technology. Whether you are doing routing, you are configuring, firewalls or some other stuff. NAC is always has been one of the most important topics, right? So this is what you will be covering here: NAC and secure NAC. SNAT is also known as secure NAT or source NAT, right? iRule is pretty important, right? So using iRules, basically you will be creating some rules, right? That hey, for certain type of data or for certain type of traffic, I'll be taking certain type of actions. Okay, so it's kind of scripting, right? That you would leverage to achieve your goals. Then you have high availability, right? In high availability, basically you will be configuring like HA, okay? Like you will be configuring active standby HA, active active HA. So I hope that you are already aware with high availability. If any one of you has already gone through the security training, then you must have heard that HA is supported by most of all firewalls and vendors. Be it is Palo Alto or it's Cisco or it's Fortinet, right? It does not really matter. Like in most cases, most of the vendors supports HA for the firewalls. In similar way, HA is supported by F5 as well, right? And then command line DMSS. So I'll teach you that how you can configure your devices, how you can execute the operational commands, how you can make the configuration using CLI. Because there are two options to configure your big IP, right? Or I would say LTM. One, you can configure your LTM using GUI, which is graphical user interface, right? So you can just use the UI to make the configuration, but also you can use the command line to make the configuration. So we will be utilizing, like we will be learning both of the methods. We will be learning UI as well as the command line. Administration, the administration is simple to your box, like how to take the backup of the box, how to restore the backup, how to configure syslog, how to configure SNMP, how to create users, how to create partitions, how to configure IPs onto interfaces, how to create static routes, right? How to create VLANs, right? So that all comes under administration, right? So under administration, you will learn a lot, like how to upgrade your operating system, how to install operating system, how to install updates if you receive some hot fixes. So basically in F5, the updates are known as hot fixes. So in case if you have received some hot fixes, then you can install them onto your boxes. So you will learn all of them. Okay. Then you have profiles part two. So in profiles part two, like they will be, or they will discuss about the profiles in more depth, right? But I'm gonna cover profiles in a single shot. I'm not going to cover profiles like part one and part two and like that. Okay. So I'll be covering like once I start the profile, then I'll just get this finished. Then we have IAPS. IAP is one of important tool that we get in F5 technology, right? Wait a moment, right? Just give me one sec. Right, just one sec, please, huh? Give me one sec. I'll be back. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry. Okay, IAPS. So as I said, like this is one of the important tools that we have within the big IP, right? So basically, like if you are deploying any application in your big IP, right, on your I mean in F5 technology. So sometimes you have to choose everything by your own. Like, hey, this is the TCP profile that I want to use. This is HTTP profile that I want to use. Okay, within the TCP profile, I want to use all these parameters. Within HTTP profile, I want to use these all parameters. Do I have to enable persistence or not? If yes, then I'll have to create the persistence profile as well. Do I have to secure my data? Okay, then I'll have to create the SSL profile and I'll have to apply that. But in case if you are using IAPS, IAP is going to ask you few questions. Hey, do you want to secure your data? Yes. Okay. Which application you want to deploy? Which port number it will use? Which IP it will use? Fine. You provide your input, and in backend it will deploy all the services in a best manner, right? So I mean, it's kind of automation that it provides you. We're gonna use, I mean, we're gonna discuss about the virtual servers, DSNAT part two, monitors part two. I'm not going to cover part two, right? I'll be covering all the topics in a single shot. Okay. So these all are the list of topics that you will cover. I mean, this is the course outline that we will follow. Okay. All right. Next that I would like to discuss with you is, I mean, other than course outline, let me go through the f5.com, right? So, Arjun, if you look at f5.com, I would suggest you to visit f5.com, cisco.com, juniper.com at least once in a week. So if you are visiting all these websites at least once in a week, you would be updated that, hey, what technology these vendors are introducing now, okay, because they always declare any new technology that they are about to launch over their website. That's how this f5.com website will look like. Okay. So if you look at the solutions, so you can see that which different types of solutions that they provide to you, then products that they provide to you. And one more thing that I would like to discuss with you, that in Cisco, for firewall we have different boxes, for routers we have different boxes, for switches we have different boxes, for WLC we have different boxes, for ICE we have different boxes, right? But in F5, for most of the things or for most of the technology, we have a common box which is known as big IP. So if you talk about the hardware box, we have only one box which is called big IP over a single box. Like you have a hardware box now, right? And using this hardware box, or you can utilize this hardware box as a LTM, maybe GTM, which is also DNS, maybe APM, ASM, AFM, whatever, right? But um, you can utilize that. I mean, you can utilize only big IP. So when I say LTM or GTM, it doesn't mean that you have different hardware. No, you have a common hardware which is big IP. But yes, of course, the license will be different, right? So you have a common box which is big IP. Over big IP, you can install the license, right? You can install license. You can install license using. I mean, you can install the license of LTM or maybe GTM, right? Or maybe APM, ASM. Like there are so many different technologies, right? Or I would call them. In fact, FI calls them modules. So we have we have different types of modules supported by the F5. Okay, so your box can work as a LTM if you install the license of LTM. Your big IP can work as a DNS if you install the license of DNS. Your big IP can work as a APM if you install the license of APM. And in fact, let me tell you, if you install the license of APM, AFM, ASM, LTM, GTM on a single box, then that single box can work as LTM, the DNS, APM, ASM, all. But that's not something which is recommended by F5. You should not utilize a single box as a multiple module, right? You should not do that. If you have a box, you use it as a, you use it either as a LTM or maybe, DNS or APM or ASM, whatsoever, right? But the biggest advantage of big IP that you do not have different appliances. You don't have to read or you don't have to study different appliances or different boxes, right? You have a common box for all technologies, right? Now, all depends upon your license, that which license you install over your big IP. And moreover, in fact, operating system is common. Like in Juniper, whether you are using firewall or you are using routers or switches, they have a common operating system that they call Junos. In similar way, in F5, we have a common operating system which is known as TMOS. Also, also known as traffic management operating system. So they have a common operating system. They have a common box. So finally, it all depends on the license that which license you installed over your box, right? So based on license, you can utilize your box. If you installed the license of LTM, you can utilize your box as a LTM. If you installed the license of DNS, then you can utilize your box as a DNS. So that all depends upon the type of license, the license that you installed over your box. Any questions so far from anyone? Okay, perfect. So now F5 has also introduced one more product, which is like application-based load balancer, which is also known as NGINX plus OSS and unit, right? So these are application-based load balancer. Like there is no hardware involved at all, right? There is no hardware involved. So basically, they owned this technology, right? They take over. I mean, they took over NGINX, and they have launched the NGINX product. But you can see here, like they have WAF, they have identity and access management, they have DNS, they have SSL orchestration, they have anti-DDoS, they have L4 firewall, right? They have a big IQ as well, which is used as a centralized management. Like I hope that you have heard about the Panorama in Palo Alto, right? So Panorama is for decentralized management, right? And similarly in Fortinet, you have FortiManager. So from FortiManager, you can manage all of the firewalls, all of the policies for all firewalls. Similarly, in ASAs, you have so many things. So like nowadays you have FMC, right? So using FMC, you can manage multiple firewalls. In similar way, using Big IQ, you can manage multiple big IPs. Okay, so that's that piece. So as I said, you have different series of appliances, Big IP I series appliances. Those are appliances like single box, but also Big IPs are available in chassis modes. Like you can also have like world's largest ADC. So remember that load balancers are also known as ADC. ADC stands for Application Delivery Controller. Application Delivery Controller. Okay. So if somebody asks you that which vendor provides the world's largest ADC. So that's F5 because they have chassis-based load balancer. You can see that Big IP Viprion chassis. So in this chassis, you can have like around 7 blades or more than that sometimes. I'll have to check that. But I am pretty sure that it supports 7 blades. So when I say 7 blades, which means 7 appliances. So like you can have 7 individual hardware and then you are combining them together and then you are using that device as a single load balancer, right? So that's Viprion chassis. It is also known as world's biggest ADC. Okay, and you have appliances as well. Which all appliances are available? You can just go through them. Like in Cisco, you have different series of routers, right? So they have different series of big IPs, appliances, right? So you can see them like I 15,000, I 11,000, I 10,000, 5,000, 7,000, and then 4,000, 2,000, like that. Okay, so these all are your different boxes, right? Any questions? Okay. Then if I go to services, under services, if you go to certification, you can easily get to know that which all certifications you can have. So if you click on certification levels, you can see these all are the certification levels offered by F5. Like in Cisco, you have CCNA, CCNP, CCIE, like that. In similar way, in F5, you have these types of exams. Like what is CA? First step is to complete CA, Certified Administrator. And remember, to become CA, it is mandatory for you to obtain 101 exam, or you have to pass this exam, 101 exam. If you do not pass your 101 exam, you cannot even attempt 201. That's the dependency. Okay, that's dependency you have. So 101, 201, you can attempt 201 only if you attempted 101 and you passed that. So upon completing 101 and 201, you will become certified administrator, which is equal to CCNA. So, like, to become administrator, you have to clear two different exams. One is 101, second is 201. This 101 exam covers, application delivery fundamentals, right? So when I say application delivery fundamentals, which means it's all about the basics. What is F5? How many different types of modules do you have? What is LTM? What is the uses of that? What is GTM? What is APM? What is ASM? Right? What is SSL? What is OSI model? How many layers you have? What is the role of transport layer? What is the role of network layer? What is HTTP? What is SSH? What is Telnet? Right? How HTTP works? Like that. So 101 covers all the basic concepts of networking and some basic concepts of F5 technologies. Combinedly, you will get your topics in 101, right? So in 101 exam, you will get few questions related to F5 and few questions related to like a normal networking. Once you are done with 101, you can go ahead and attempt 201. 201 is all about the TMOS administration. So in 201, basically, you learn that how to work on this TMOS, traffic management operating system. So you will learn the overall functionality of this operating system. Okay, it's not limited to LTM. This training is not going to limit it to LTM, right? During, in 201, basically you learn about the TMOS, traffic management operating system. And TMOS is not only for LTM, it's not only for APM, it's not only for ASM, right? So basically, under 201, you're gonna cover it. The fact, please. I'm getting a call from my management. Just give me a moment. Okay, guys. So, as I said, like 201 covers all about the TMOS administration. So, in this, you will get to know that how to work on this operating system, right? Which all features are supported by this operating system, how to upgrade this operating system, right? Like that, how to install it, how to update the operating system, how to install hot fixes, right? How to create users, right? How to configure the password policies and like that. Okay, so that's what you will learn under TMOS administration. And finally, you will go for 301 and 301A and 1B. I mean 301A and 301B. That's all about the big IP LTM. And is all about the big IP LTM. Right? So here you learn all about the LTM. So 301A is all about the architecting, setting up, and deployment. So that's all about the deployment, right? I mean, you will learn the technology and you will deploy that. In 302, sorry, 301B, so B is only for maintaining and troubleshooting. So during our training, let me tell you what we are going to cover. So we are going to cover big IP LTM training, which means we will cover 101, we will cover 201, we will also cover 301A and B. Now, I am not saying that I'm going to cover each and everything line by line for these exams, because if I cover them line by line, then of course the time will get increased and cost will also get increased, because we are, offering you only big IP LTM training. However, I will still cover 101 separately, and thereafter I will cover 201, 301A, and 301B together. Like I'll keep teaching you that, hey, this is how. I mean, this is the node. This is pool. This is pool member, right? This is how you can deploy the virtual server. And now you can try, like, and the user can try to access an application. Like, and the user can try to access an application, right? That's that. So this is how, I mean, this is what you are going to cover during this training. So I have already taken you through the course outline. I have told you that which all certifications you're gonna cover or you can attempt post completing this training, right? So if you have any other question, Arjun, please do let me around this. All right. So if you talk about the earlier concepts, right? Let me just take you through it. So earlier we were using DNS servers to perform load balancing. If you look at there, so we are using DNS for doing load balancing. You can see here. You are using DNS server. Like for example, if you have hosted a website like www.example.com, right? And you know that you have two web clusters for the same website. You have created two different web clusters, and to each web cluster you assign two different public IPs. Now you will ask your DNS service provider, DNS provider, that hey, for this host name, please add these two public IPs. So once client will send a DNS request, because whenever client will try to access this website www.example.com, first client is gonna make the DNS query. It is gonna make the DNS request, right? So I mean to obtain an IP address for this name, so it will send a DNS request to the DNS servers, right? And then it will obtain an IP address against that name. So this DNS server will provide these public IPs in round robin fashion. In round robin fashion, right? But this DNS server will never ever perform any type of monitoring. Like for example, if this web cluster goes down, entire cluster, this DNS server will still keep providing that IP in its DNS responses to the end user, and user will not be able to access that website because that IP does not exist anymore because the entire cluster went down. Do you understand that? That what kind of problems we had before? So DNS server was, I mean, it never had any kind of monitoring. It never, it never calculated that how much load we have on which server, right? It never did like that. So earlier we did, like in beginning, we had DNS servers to perform sort of load balancing and kind of high availability, right? But DNS server, I mean, the performance was really poor, right? And then finally they came up with this solution, right? Like this is where, and this is how you deploy your big IPs, right? So these are big IP boxes, and you have installed the license of LTM, local traffic manager, right? And you have placed them in your data center. So basically, client is going to make the request to your big IP, and further big IP will redirect that end user to the real server. Now, big IP will provide you lot of advantages, a lot of advantages. First, it can monitor your servers, which server is up, which is down. It can monitor the performance of servers. Even it can perform layer 7 monitoring. Moreover, it can perform a lot of, it can perform offloading, right? Or it will offload a lot of work, right? It will offload a lot of work. Any questions? So this is where, and this is how you deploy your big IP LTM, and this is how we are going to deploy it, right? And the topology that we will use for our practice is this. Let me show you. So we have online lab access, Arjun, right? So you can access our labs online, and I hope that you have already accessed your lab online for Palo Alto as well. This service was not available. Okay. No issues. But today it is available, right? So if I go to DC My Labs, this is a website where you will log in using your user ID and password, and then you will get access to the F5 Labs. Like if you are assigned for F5 Labs, right? So this page will open up like this. Like you will get this F5, right? F5 Labs. So if I go ahead, then I have F5, F5. Here you go, right? F5. So you can open up this lab. So this lab will look like this. So you have two big IPs, you have a lot of servers, you have FTP servers, right? Then you have end user network like internet, and then customer as, and then behind customer as you have end user machine. So from here you will be doing your testing. So this lab you will be accessing, and then you will be making practice over this lab. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like if you are enrolling yourself here, you will get access to these online labs, right? And there is a specific time period for which you will be getting access to these labs. So make sure that you do practice on time. All right. So this is our lab. This is what I wanted to show you. And I have also discussed that what all content we are going to cover, which all certification levels you will cover post this training, which all content we are going to follow, right? And other than that, we also have the student guide. Let me see that if I have that student guide with me. This is lab guide. Let me see that what. Okay, this is only for getting started. I have one another student guide that I can share with you, right? So I'll share all the material which is needed to complete this training with you, right, over an email once everything is confirmed. So now I'll ask Rahul, it will be better for you to join the weekdays class if you can, right? Between 12 to 2. So on Monday, we are going to start a new batch from 12 to 2. And Arjun, for you, if it is possible, fine. If not, uh, no worries. We will provide you some solution for that. Okay. After 3 p.m., right? Let me do one thing. Let me speak to all. And what about 8 to 10? Yeah. 8:35, your class gets started, right? All right, no issues, Arjun. I'll ask management to give you a call and to have discussion with you, right? And based on that, we can continue further. Okay? I'm sorry. Yeah, classes will be recorded, and we will upload all those videos on a portal, and you will have access to that portal. However, download will not be applied. I mean, download will not be allowed. So you can watch them online. Okay? Yeah. So that's that. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to ask management to give you a call. Okay? And accordingly, I'll take the class tomorrow. Okay? Yep. All right. And yeah, thanks for joining. And I'll see you tomorrow if possible. If not, then day after tomorrow. Right? Yep.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Bye.